Hello everyone, thank you for watching. This video is about YieldMax ETF. November 7, 2023, which is coming Tuesday, is the declaration date for YieldMax ETF. I will explain you shortly what the declaration date means and also what are some other dates associated with it and why you need to keep an eye on all these. These are all very, very important dates. So first, let me remind you, number one, I am not a financial advisor. Neither do I recommend any trade. This video is for educational purpose only. So please stick around and enjoy the video. So one request, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. Alright, so I'm right now on the YieldMax ETF website. So if you look at that, the top you have home, our ETF, about us, education, news, contact. Right? So let's go to the home page, which is I am right now. So if you go down, actually, okay, here it is, home page. This is all marketing stuff. If you go down, you see the list of all the ETF that they have, right? I mean, if I count all of those, there are 17 right now that is active. 4 of them, if you see, there is no history of that, which was just added a month ago. I will show you a minute, how to find out when those was initiated. So let's take a look at it. You pick any one of them. Let's pick TSLY, for example, right? So if you look at that, you got the ticker symbol, the description, and what the reference assist is. What that means is this ETF is not, like most of the ETF, you have a bucket of stock and you put it together and there's a low risk ETF. This YieldMax ETF is associated with one stock only. If the ticker is TSLY, it means everything is all about Tesla. Same goes for APLY. It's all about Apple. NVDY, Amazon, AMZY. So this is the reference that says Tesla, and this is the symbol, right? And distribution rate 57%. I'll come to all this in a second. So let's do this for a second. You click on this TSLY. All right, so here it is. Now, when you go down, right, it will show you the distribution that's been done from the date this ETF was started, right? If you look at that, January 11th was the first distribution. Actually, January 12th was the first payment made, and that was for almost like $1, right? 99 cents. And then 216 and 3, all those. So if you look at it, this is the monthly distribution that's been made. So the last month on October, the distribution was 58 cents. So November, which is actually, we will find out next week what the distribution will be. Going down further, let's go down this. This shows what the same symbol is. Okay, you see this fund inception. What that means is this is the date that this ETF was started, right? And actually every single fund that they have on the YieldMax ETF, the expense ratio is 0.99%, which is almost a dollar. And on the 11/3, which is the Friday, the price for this was $12.30. So all the details are over here on that. If you just click on that, if you go further down, you see what are some of the holdings, right? Everything is Tesla, and they buy the what you call it, the put and also the call option for this, right? So you can go into the detail for that. So the same way, if you can go to the other one, let's go to the other one. Let's go to the other one that actually have the one that just started going down. Okay, you see this AMZY, right? Which is actually ETF for AMD. And there is no distribution here, right? So let's click on that. And here you go, Okay, here we are. No distribution has been made so far, so this month will be the first distribution. That is why it's totally blank. You go further down, you see fund inception. It means the date it started was on the 9/18/2023, right? And on Friday, the share price was $20.59. And if you further go down, these are the current holding, right? I mean, if you want to know the detailed holding, you can download it and you can get the complete holding. So this is the home page, and this is all the information that you need to know from there. Our ETF, this is pretty much the same thing that I just talked about. This is just redundant actually, the page to me, right? I mean, you can click everything on the first page and get all the info. There's nothing in here, nothing in there. Let's take a look at the education thing. The most important thing in this tab is distribution schedule. What that means is that you know in advance when the declaration date will be for all these ETF, when the X dividend date will be, when the record date will be, when the payment date will be. So for the whole year 2023, it was already published at the start of the year, right? I mean, if you look at this from January, February, March, April, May, June, July, even for the next month deviation, which is December, you already know what the date will be and when you're going to get the payment. Now the question is, what does declaration date mean, what the X date means, what the record date means, and what the payment date means. So I will go in a second to show you what those dates are. So bear with me, and then here, okay, let's do this. All right, so let's look at, what does all those dates mean, right? So the first date is declaration date, X date, record date, and payment date, right? So declaration date is 11/7/2023. What does that mean? What that means is, if you look at it, I highlighted the word announce. That means that is the date the YieldMax ETF is going to announce what the distribution will be for all those, right? That's the date. So you will find out on Tuesday after market close what the amount of distribution for each one of them will be. Now exit. The exit, which is 11/8, what that means is anybody who buy the stock on 8 on and after will not be eligible to get the dividend. In order to get the dividend, you must buy it before 8. So 8 is without the benefit of the next scheduled dividend payment. Record date. Usually it takes a couple of days for the transaction to settle down. So record date is actually a few days after the X dividend date. Payment date, this is the date you actually see the money in your account. So now, what is the takeaway on this one? This is what I say. If you want dividend to be paid, you must buy a day before X dividend date, right? What that means is, if X date is 11/8, you must buy it on 11/7 or before. If you buy after 11/7, you will not get paid on the dividend. You must buy a day before X dividend date, right? That is what it means. If you want dividend to be paid, you must buy a day before X dividend date. That is the main takeaway of all these dates are. On declaration date, you will find out what the amount that we're going to get paid for each one of them, and the same date actually you must own the stock. If you don't have that stock on that date or before that in your portfolio, you will not get paid. And 11/16 is the date when you are going to get paid. So these are the date. So you may want to memorize that. So the next declaration date for December, you can go to the YieldMax ETF page and take a look at it and see when those dates are, and you can plan accordingly. Or you can subscribe my channel. I will do a video a week before that, and you will get notification right away, and you will know exactly when the next declaration date is, when the next ex-dividend date is, and when you're gonna get paid next time. So please subscribe, like, share. Okay, moving on. So when we were on the YieldMax ETF website page number 1, right? So it shows for different symbol what the distribution rate was and what was the last distribution amount was. I am not making any projection for what the amount will be for this month. I will leave it to your imagination, your analysis, your calculation. You can write down on the comment section of this video and tell me what your what you think will be. So let's go through how to read this, right? I mean, it's very simple. It's ticker symbol. Tesla is the ticker symbol for stock Tesla. Now distribution rate 57.07%, and distribution amount for October is 0.58. Okay, what does that mean? That means in the last month for Tesla, each shareholder got 58 cents for that, right? That's what distribution does. And the same for like a CONY, which is for coin, which is a crypto exchange. It was $1.21. If you hold one stock of CONY, you get $1.21 distribution. Now the other thing is distribution rate. What does that really mean? Let's go to that. So if you look on the right side, right, it shows on each month how much distribution was paid. Like on January 2023, almost $1 was paid on each share, right? And then February 90 cents, March 90 cents. So each month it varies based on the stock performance. Now the whole year, if you calculate for the whole year, the total distribution that was paid on Tesla was $7.95. Each share of Tesla earned $7.95 on 2023. So if you look at the bottom, right, January 3, if you bought 100 share of Tesla, the share price at that time was $13.98. You paid $13.98 for the purchase price. On October 5, when the last distribution was, if you own that share at that time, the share price was $14.30. So the market value for that was $14.30. And from assuming that you own this Tesla all year long, so the total distribution was $7.95 each one of them. So you make around like well, actually I made a little calculation error. It should be $7.95. Either that should be $7.93 or this should be $7.95. But anyhow, you know the point. So the total value for the stock as of now is 2,223. So if you own 100 share of Tesla at the start of the year, you made $825 profit. So I hope this video was beneficial. You learned something. So please share, subscribe, like, and hope to see you again soon. Till then, enjoy the video.